Howdy. You'll forgive me if I'm not all here tonight. I was gearing up to talk about finishing the extra chapter, Future Connected, of Xenoblade Chronicles, which was really good. It really, really was. I liked the difference in the small differences to the gameplay. I liked the extra all-out attack thing. Um, it was a nice little ribbon tied onto the end of the story that was nice. And then I went digging through old files like the idiot that I am, stumbling across old like videos sent back and forth between me and people I don't talk to anymore. And it's just left me really confused. Which is odd, I know. You know, sad, depressed, upset. Those are expected, but instead I'm just confused. Because I mean, like we're talking videos from like 2016, which is not even arguably probably the lowest point of my existence, the end of 2016, the beginning of 2017. I guess I should say I hope to fuck that's rock bottom. Because if it's not, just shoot me now. I was miserable, even though I didn't realize it at the time. I was drunk every other weekend, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it was destructive, self-destructive mostly. But in a way, it kind of puts right now into perspective. I'm down a lot of friends. I don't have anybody I can see in person, and not just because of COVID. And as depressing as being alone is, I can't help but feel that it might be better this way in reference to a particular friendship, which I refuse to go into. I don't want to, as in like details, I'm not going to tell you who it was or why it ended or how it ended, because it just kind of faded, which is fine. And, you know, to be clear, I obviously hold no resentment. Well, I mean, I say obviously, but, you know, you wouldn't know one way or another. And I really don't, because the more distance I get from it, the more I realize just how toxic I was. I just inadvertently a source of contention. I encouraged awful habits, mostly drinking in excessive amounts, because we didn't get to see each other much, and I didn't get to drink much, so they always went hand to hand, and yeah, that always ended well. And it was just emotionally abusive all around. Not always, not every weekend. I truly like to think the good outweighed the bad. It had to last that long. But maybe it's better for all of us this way. Because fucking hard as that is to think. And it bleeds into another friendship that has just kind of stopped existing over the past few months. And that one is an ex. And I just kind of feel like I'm just sort of just here. It's just me in the same house I grew up in, the same goddamn room I grew up in. Not a penny to my name. And no one to blame but me. It's times like these I wish I could still write. But I don't even have the patience for that, which is a shame. Because as is, all this bullshit in my head's living there rent-free. The least I could do is turn it into something. And maybe that's what this is. This. It's important to note that aside from the week where I was extremely riddled with my anxiety, a lot of these depressive rants, the episode only lasts as long as the video does. Like, I'm kind of already coming around, and I didn't expect that tonight. I'm sorry, you're just getting a nipple. I cannot be asked to edit. If there was a nipple and armpit, I'm sorry. I'm a mess. So, I should at least visually represent, I gotta convey that visually, right? That's how art works. And like all of this I do to myself. I went digging through old files knowing damn well where it was going to go. At some point when, the medicine of psychology catches up with the generation, I'm sure this is going to be, if it's not already, recognized as a form of self-harm. But life is what it is. And maybe some point I'll find the steering wheel again. And while I don't think it'll obviously never fully be in my control. Life never is, but maybe I'll at least get back to being able to pick the fucking lane I'm in. Can't change where the road goes, but I can pick the speed, and I can certainly pick the goddamn station on the radio, can't I? I don't know what that means. There's a metaphor in there, and I refuse to decipher it. I refuse to even fully put it together before saying it out loud. I'm absolutely not going to sit here assigning meaning to it. Just, I don't know, put it on a poster with a silhouetted man standing on a beach, and I'm sure somebody will think it's one of those AI-generated motivational posters. work so hard to keep this little bubble of depression, and I don't know why. I don't. I actively do it sometimes, and I don't realize. No, I do realize I'm doing it. That's the problem. And just actively chase it, whether it's an internal monologue or hell, even out loud to myself sometimes, because I'm that level. You gotta do something, be extra about it. Now, this isn't exactly a revelation, so it's not like it's going to change anything, but I don't know. Maybe putting it down in a sort of public forum like this is my idea of accountability. Or maybe I'm just being pathetic and I'm getting sick of myself. That wouldn't be new, though. Alright, fuck it. I'm done bitching. I want a shower. I'll catch you all tomorrow.